All right, so for these next examples, I want us to find both the supplement and the complement. Okay, so if I have 17 degrees, I want to find the complement. Remember that the sum of two angles that are complementary would equal 90 degrees. So to find what the complement would be, so the complement would be 90 degrees minus 17 degrees. And we just do the math, and we come up with 73 degrees. Easy enough. For the supplement, you would take 180 degrees, and you would take off 17 degrees. And that gives us 163 degrees. So fairly simple right there. You just have to do the subtraction from 90 and from 180. All right, the next example is 64 degrees. So to find the complement, you would do 90 minus 64, and that's 26 degrees. All right, and then the supplement. 180 minus 64 gives us 116 degrees. Now, here's something I want you to notice. From the complement to the supplement, this is an increase in 90 degrees. So that's another way of doing it. If you know what the complement is, add 90 to get the supplement. Same thing here. Adding 90 degrees goes from the complement to the supplement. Now, what if we make things a little bit more interesting? If I have 3x degrees. Look at the pattern that we've established so far with finding the complement and the supplement. So for the complement, that would be 90 degrees minus 3x. And there's not anything else you can do with that. There's nothing to solve. You can't find out what x is. It's just that. Likewise, when I do the supplement, I would do 180 degrees minus 3x. You put that in parentheses. Without parentheses, it means something a little bit different. So for some of these examples, all you can do is work with the variable expressions. All you can do is manipulate it, but there's nothing to solve for. There's nothing else extra for us to do. All right, and the last example. We have 34 degrees, 18 minutes, and 49 seconds. All right, so for us to do the complement, oh man, this is not going to be fun, right? We just did an example like this, so let's see if we can make this work in our favor. All right, so we know that we have to borrow, right? So if we borrow, that's going to turn this into 89 degrees so that I can get 60 minutes here. But I still have to have enough so I can do the subtraction with the seconds. So let me borrow one from here to make that 59 minutes, and that gives me 60 seconds. Oh, sweet. Now I can do the subtraction without a problem. 60 minus 49 is 11. 59 minus 18 is 41, so 41 minutes. 89 minus 34 is 55 degrees. So that would be our complement. Now to find the supplement, I'm actually going to cheat a little bit here. To find the supplement, we just need to add 90 degrees to this. I don't need to do a different subtraction problem, just add 90 to this. So if I'm going to think about that, I'm going to add 90 degrees here. Don't tell anybody that I'm telling you this. You're still going to have the 41 minutes, the 11 seconds. 55 and 90 is 145 degrees. So there is the answer. Whoop. I have to change that. So this would be the answer to the supplement. So make sure that you pay attention, that you can, you add and subtract correctly, and everything's going to be fine. So take this one right here. It says one angle measures 9 degrees less than 6 times its supplement. Find the measure of each angle. So we're talking about supplements here, which means we know that the sum of the measures of these two angles is 180 degrees. Okay? So let's take that first sentence because I think it tells us a lot. You may think, oh, we got two unknowns. How do we do this? A lot of times with these word problems, they give you some kind of clue. There's usually one thing you don't know anything about, and then you build everything else from that. So here it says one angle. So let's start there. I'm going to do this kind of off to the side. So one angle, so the measure of angle 1, measures or equals 9 degrees less than. Okay? So when we see less than, that means subtraction, but sometimes the words get really weird. You don't do 9 minus. It says 9 degrees less than. That means you were taking 9 away from something. And we're taking it away from 6 times its supplement. So its supplement is the other angle measure that we don't know. So if the measure of angle 2 is some unknown, let's call it x, then the measure of angle 1 is built off of that. So it's 9 degrees less than 6 times the supplement. So now I make the substitutions here. The measure of angle 1 is 6x minus 9. The measure of angle 2 is x. And this equals 180 degrees. So I like to take my time. I like to show all of my steps. Let's combine like terms here. So 7x minus 9 equals 180. And for this problem right here, I'm not going to worry about the degrees. I want to look at it from an algebraic perspective, just knowing that at the end, x is represented, or x represents the measure of angle 2. So we didn't know the measure of angle 2, so we were saying that was going to be x. Measure of angle 1 is 6x minus 9. All right, now let's show our steps here. I still like to do this, so I'm going to add 9 to both sides. We have 7x is equal to 189, and divide both sides by 7. So off to the side here, let's see, 7 going into 189. 7 goes into 18 twice. All right, bring down the 9, and that's 27. So yay, it goes in there evenly. But we've got to be careful. X equals 27. That's not the answer to the question. The question says find the measure of each angle. All right, so based on what we have written above, let's get rid of this. Yeah, he's gone. Yep, there we go. So that means from up above that the measure of angle 2, which was x, means that this is 27 degrees. And then the measure of angle 1 is going to be 6 times 27 minus 9. So 6 times 27 is 162 minus 9, so we end up with 153. So 153 degrees. And you'll see that that does make sense, because if I do a bit of a check here, you can see that if I take 27 degrees plus 153 degrees, we end up with 180 degrees, which means these angles are supplementary. So we did find, let's make sure we state this correctly, find the measure of each angle. All right, so the measure of angle 1 is 153 degrees. The measure of angle 2 is 27 degrees. All right, cool beans. All right, let's look at one of the problems that we have in the notes. So I'm going to draw a quick little diagram here. Okay, so in this diagram, we know that these guys are forming a right angle. And because they form a right angle, that means their sum is going to be 90. It means that these guys are supplementary, or complementary, excuse me. So from this, we can say that 3x minus 14 plus 2x plus 9 is equal to 90. And again, I'm going to ignore the degree symbol for right now, looking at this from an algebraic perspective. Once we find out what x is, we go back, plug it in, and then we're going to write the degree symbol. All right, so let's combine like terms here. We have 5x minus 5 is equal to 90. And then we just solve this nice linear equation, right? No big deal whatsoever. So 5x equals 95. Dividing both sides by 5 means x equals 19. Now, before we box this and move on, make sure you pay attention to what the instructions say. So from the notes it says, find x, which we did, and find the measure of each angle. All right, so for this one right here, the 3x minus 14, we plug in the 19. So 3 times 19 minus 14. 57 minus 14 is 43. And then we know what the other guy should be if it's supposed to add to give me 90. But let's plug it in to double check. So plug in the 19. So we have 38 plus 9, which equals 47. All right, so it means this guy here is 43 degrees, and this one is 47 degrees. Find x, but make sure that you answer the question. If it says find the measure of each angle, you need to make sure that you do that and that you state it clearly. For the next example, we have a straight angle. Right, I think it's very clear that's what we're working with right here. So a straight angle, and this is 4x plus 61 degrees and 7x minus 35 degrees. Since this is forming a straight angle, that means that the sum of these guys should equal 180. All right, so let's see how this works out. A nice equation. It's linear. Again, combine like terms. So 4x and 7x is 11x. 61 minus 35 is a positive 26. And now we solve. All right, so let's subtract 26. We get 11x is equal to, slide this down a little bit, 180 minus 26 is 154. Divide both sides by 11. And x is equal to 14. Again, the instructions say to find the value of x, which we did, but then we need to find the measure of each angle. So just like we did above, we're just going to do some work out here to the side, starting with the 4x plus 61. So that's 4 times 14 plus 61. Doing the arithmetic, 56 plus 61 is 117. All right, so this guy should be 117 degrees. Now I know I should be able to take 180, subtract 117, and that should give me the angle, or should give me the measure of the other angle. But I want to make sure that everything works out right with what I'm saying the x value is. Okay, so that's why I want to take this right here. Let's make sure that it does give us the answer that we're looking for. So minus 35, 7 times 14 is 98. 98 minus 35 is 63. So it means this is 63 degrees, which is great because we see that when I combine 117 and 63, that gives me 180 degrees. So these guys are supplementary. They do form this straight angle. So x is 14, and the two angle measures are 117 and 63.